let's continue. Where we are. Tomb of Qualopec. Yes. Funny because I was really looking for things on purpose. I really visited all the places, but except medkits, I didn't find anything. And I'm kind of surprised. In the end, you see, unlocking things, this is what I realized. Unlocking things kinda... it's really for some huge fans, I think, because I'm not really one of them. In a sense that I like Tomb Raider, but unlocking things because can I move two of them? Where's the second? But I can move it, right? Can move. Yes, I can move it. Because when you're collecting things, as I said before, you can't use them directly. You have to finish the game, and only then you can change the outfit. So what's the point of all of it? Kind of useless. And the biography and all those things, I don't really see any sense. I'm not reading it. And I think the biggest, and this it explains a lot why, for example, I'm not reading. And if I'm not reading, I'm not unique. I'm not unique. It means that I'm not the only one who's not reading things. You see? And the problem comes from the fact that there is no one unite timeline. So basically what it means, even if you read something about this Lars, for example, the first dude that we saw, which invited us to work for Natla. It's kind of useless because we're not gonna see him anywhere except Tomb Raider anniversary. You see? So, what's the point of reading biography for only one game? You see? I understand that in The Witcher 3, for example, we have a we have it's a big world. It's a big, huge world that we have. Where do I want to go with this one? Oh, I need to shoot it, I think. Yeah, and by destroying this thing, I will, you see? I will liberate the second platform. Yes. 2 and 3. There are definitely people who will like it and who will read it, who will check it because it's interesting for them. For me, it's kind of useless to read about, for example, that Lars dude or something, because I know that I'm not gonna meet this guy in any other Tomb Raider game. So what's the point of learning someone's biography if you're not gonna meet this guy anywhere? In The Witcher, as I said, you have the Geralt, Yennefer, you have this, that, you have a bunch of different characters that are actually present. Oh no. In different games, in different creations. There are video games, there is a TV show, and there are a bunch of books, you see, and there is even an anime about The Witcher. But Lara Croft, she doesn't have all of that, so you see, it's a big problem. And mainly she have only mainly there are only video games about Lara Croft, and all those video games, they're not really connected anyhow. They're all separated. Those are different versions of Lara Croft. So what's the point of learning something about a character from one game which will never be seen in any other game? You see? So collecting all those things, it's like, well, if you get nothing to do with your life, then collect something. You see, it doesn't really make much sense. If you're collecting something, you need to, at least me, I need to understand that I'm collecting it for some purpose, that I will actually read it. And I will read it because I know that this character, he plays some important role. You can say that, look, in Red Dead Redemption 2, there are a bunch of characters that will only be present in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you're probably not gonna meet them. Yes, some characters are present in Red Dead Redemption 1 because it's kind of the logical the second part of, or the last part, you can call it however you want, of the Van der Linde gang. But certain characters are only present in Red Dead Redemption 2. But the problem is Red Dead Redemption 2 is such a big game with such an open world that you're spending so much time there that you actually want to discover those personalities because it's interesting, because you will probably play this game several times, because there is some philosophical meaning for this whole story, while is there anything else here? Oh no. And you understand that this story might be relatable, actually, for one and simple reason is that it's so human to make mistakes, and that's what they did. You see Dutch becoming kind of crazy. You see Holder again. Just things hit the fan. You see. And it's really something interesting. Is there anything here? It's really interesting to follow their story because you understand that potentially, maybe not in the same way, but it might happen to any one of us. Our friend might go mad because he will ask you to trust him or something. And then you'll have to face the consequences, you see, or you can learn something from ouch. It hurts. And you can learn something from the story of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a very philosophical story. You really see a redemption. It can be studied as a philosophical story, like a myth of the cave, the allegory of the cave of Plato. It's not the same thing, maybe, but there is some kind of a philosophical ending to all of that, and you think about the meaning of life, and it's really interesting. While Tomb Raider, don't get me wrong, it's a cool game, but it's not a philosophical game. So why would you finish this game several times? Why would you replay this game to collect outfits? You're collecting things just to collect them. Doesn't really make much sense. They gave me shotgun ammo, but they didn't give me a shotgun. It's funny. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wow. So, what's the point of collecting all those things? Unlock biography, unlock this, unlock that. Okay. I don't really understand why. What's the point of collecting these things? This is the main question that you should ask yourself. Why are you collecting it? Are you collecting it just to collect it? And there are people like that. There are definitely people like that. I'm collecting it just to collect, but I'm not the type of person, so I don't know. Is there any sense uh, to try to find all those relics? If in any case all the characters will be gone, everyone will be gone, except probably for Lara, but you know. I think it potentially Tomb Raider it could be an amazing game, uh, because it. I always want to use the word exploit. It's not really exploit. They use this theme of myth and legends, and I really like it. You know, all those uh, Indian Americans, or Asia or Africa. Lara is traveling everywhere. It can be potentially it can be super interesting, and I really like it. I watched a bunch of videos on I watched a bunch of videos about myth and legends on YouTube. Uh, and I keep watching them. I'm watching even sometimes I'm watching videos about like Supernatural or something. I watched the TV series Supernatural, and I'm watching there's a American channel BuzzFeed Unsolved, and I watched quite some videos from them about about their you know, they were trying to prove that there are uh, ghosts or something. They were visiting those places about where people uh, were places of local legends where people saw some weird creature or something. I watched a bunch of things like that. It's interesting because in the end they weren't able to prove anything, and this is what is interesting in my opinion, because people believe bunch of different weird things while in reality they don't even exist, you see. And I find it funny, um, and that's it. But uh, uh, yeah, so it can be really interesting to see this kind of stories about some kind of myth and legends about some prehistorical gods of some people of Aztecs or Maya or something. It's really super interesting, at least for me. I love it. But somehow they're not doing it, and I don't know why. Why are you not doing it about Lara Croft? I don't really understand. Because you could have done it, but you haven't done it. You see? So that's the biggest problem. They are changing. They are always like, they started by creating Lara Croft as a, well, you know, let's create some female character so guys can fantasize. So, and this is what a lot of guys are doing. They're fantasizing about Lara Croft, and it's not normal. But as they said, Lara Croft was released in a male industry, and guys and kind of guys who play video games, they are known for not having girlfriends, so they're kind of trying to um, uh, they're trying to they're fantasizing about girls in internet. They are making all those comics. They're making a bunch of different things. So it's their fantasy, you see, to have a. So it's their fantasy to have this perfect kind of virtual girlfriend who's like Lara Croft, running half naked, but at the same time she likes history and she's quite intelligent and all those things. Basically, everything what guys like. Lara does everything what guys like. You see, and that's the problem. So Lara is the product of male fantasy. At least this is how it looks like. It's not 100% like it's not explanation for creation of Lara Croft, but partially that's the reason. She got a cool accent. She's attractive. They did everything what they could
Here sits the god King Qualopec, one of the triumvirate, keepers of the 3 pieces of the Scion, diviners of its knowledge, sacred rulers of Atlantis.
Why would you approach him so close? Yes, so this is Lara's problem, you see. And then here comes another problem, is that they can't decide what they want. They started by making Lara not bad as a character, but then she but then they decided to reboot it in 2006, and then they decided to reboot it in 2013. So they're rebooting Lara all the time because they can't decide what they want. They started by sexualizing her, but then they decided in...
I'd love to join you, but I forgot my trunks.
Why am I not surprised?
You got your job, I got mine. I'll take it from here.
I hope Natla sent you here with more than that shotgun.
Don't sweat it, kitten. I prefer a more hands-on approach.
This is only one piece of the Scion. Where's the rest of it?
Give me a minute. I'm thinking. Whoa. Makes no difference to me. Pierre's probably already found his piece.
Pierre Dupont. Where?
Now that I don't know.
Another example,
All
she's
right.
sitting on him. Why is she sitting on him?
Damn. You really had me going there.
She knows how to fight. She knows everything. she's rich and famous. This is the end. Probably. We start the next part. Or no, it's the same thing. Oh, my bad. It's the same thing.
Looks like our girl's pulled it off.
Of course she has. Now it's up to you.
Not that I'm complaining, boss, but what makes you so sure she's not gonna bring it back herself?
Lara would never part with the Skion. She's far too obsessed with it, just like her father. Ah, Monsieur Dupont. You have something to report?
Good news, madame. Your information was correct. I have located my piece of the Skion. Voila. It is buried under a place called...
St. Francis Folly.
Only one artifact from 2. Whatever. This is the end. I cut it too early. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So, and that's it, you see. So this is the problem with Lara Croft. It's just there is no connection between games, and they can decide on what they want. So in 2013, for example, they decided to reboot the everything once again to sexualize her less than it was before, and things just went. I mean, it's great that they decided to do that, but it's just weird that there's absolutely no connection between all those games except the fact that it's Lara Croft. So, and all of that was to explain to you that collecting all those artifacts or relics or something is absolutely useless, at least for me. And that's it.